shirt.
What? Hello, everybody.
Hi, good morning, afternoon, evening, whatever.
Good day, good night.
Good to see you again. And yes, Suggestive, you were absolutely right. Dave is wearing a pink shirt.
Man of honor.
There you go. Is Hillbilly his real name or code name? Yeah, it's his real name.
It's his real code name.
Yeah, that's true.
That's for sure.
So, let's get started again. I think you know us. Dave, lead designer, Ash, our creative director, and I'm Mathieu. I'm the guy with the face. Let's get this show on the road. The idea today was to give a lot of people, the thing is, now that people have been playing the beta and watching people play the beta, we wanted to take a moment to give you a few tips and tricks and hidden strategies and secret stuff that you may have missed, things that people have been expecting or tried to decipher from the game and misunderstood or maybe just missed completely. So,
first of all, welcome our immensely entertaining beta community who've joined us to play the game. We have thoroughly enjoyed the last 48 hours. Things have gone crazy and we've all had a good time playing and watching and streaming and watching streams, and it's been an incredibly entertaining ride so far, and it's only going to get better from here.
I think one thing I want to jump in before we do anything is the whole queuing with friends.
Oh, you want to deal with a gigantic elephant in our room?
I do enjoy elephants.
The elephants are great, so let's tackle that one.
So, queuing with friends. So right now, for those of you who have not noticed, most of you probably have, there is a kill your friends mode, which allows you to group up with 1, 2, 3, or 4 of your friends and play the game without anybody disturbing you in your own little world. And that's quite a lot of fun. However, the idea of joining with other people and then following each other through games filled up with strangers is very appealing to many people, and we are working on that. Dave, you want to give us an update?
Yeah, well, we have something planned as a bigger mode, and we did announce that this mode called Survivor Group was coming post-release. Now, with all the feedback that we get from the beta, we are now trying something to get some form of being able to join ranked match with friends before release. Attempting to do it, so we're looking into it. Hopefully it gets in, but then we'll polish and do the real Survivor Group mode, the one that is intended after release, as soon as we can.
I mean, we see and feel your pain, and we see you jumping in and out of the lobbies all the time. We know how much a wanted feature this is. We thought that we would all end up jumping onto the kill your friends mode, but we understand that people want to do this in the main game too. So it's something we're actively looking at with every piece of firepower we have at our disposal to try and get a solution at least in place. But we'll keep you posted on that as we go forward. But just to reiterate what Dave said, we are working on this feature. We have plans for something cool to make it all work together. So we'll let you know how it goes.
Yeah, that's it. It was the first feature on the top of our list as soon as we were done with just releasing the game. Right now we're feeling the pain a lot more. There's a severe burning sensation happening.
Stinging.
And ointments are just not cutting it. So what we're doing is we're trying to cheat and lie and find shortcuts and hack our way into that feature as quickly as possible. And we're going to shove something in, and it's going to be clunky and it's going to feel weird, but you'll be able to play, and then we're going to make it better.
Yeah.
So there. Ash's cup is 10 out of 10. Someone likes your cup.
That's good. It's a special.
Is it sponsored?
Or is
this
it that
one
cup?
or that one? So Dave's is pretty good too.
Yeah. I just have a glass of water.
Yeah, it can't be your cup. They might be referring to your cookie you're not sharing. But
No, I don't. Oh, I do share my cookies, but not today.
To be fair, you do share your cookies on a regular basis.
I do bring quite a lot of sweets and cakes and cookies here.
Otherwise, we couldn't work.
There you go. I think I need to shout out to some people, but I'll keep that till later. Oh,
Okay.
you know who you are.
Well, it's not the same. If they just later.
One thing to mention, I mean, a lot of people are asking for keys now, and
Right.
yeah, you want to talk about that?
Yeah, so the keys right now, we are making it rain, so to speak, in different places. A lot of your favorite Twitch streamers, we've been keeping a close eye on people playing the game on Twitch, and we jump into the stream and we give them keys to spread around. The beta website, which is beta.deadbydaylight.com, is up. Go visit. And if you manage to deserve a key, you should get a key. Other than that, we will be giving out a few keys during
right
this.
about now, yeah.
Say about now.
So
Okay.
Paul Gordon is your friend now, if you want a key.
Yeah. Yes, that's true. Paul Gordon is your friend. Thank you, Mr. McLean, for linking the beta website.
It's very bad just about the
Go back.
key mission Gordon. See, what can you do?
That was bad.
I know,
Okay.
but that's where we are right now in development. It's real, and our brains are fried, our coffee is deep, and things are happening.
So, other notice, if you have bugs, crashes, things, I mean, they almost never happen, but if you find any bugs in there, there is a sub-forum on the Steam page where you can enter any beta bugs. It's super useful. That's the place to put it there. We actually look at it. Suggestions, there's also a sub-forum for that, and other than that, just screen.
Very, very quickly about crash, you will get a window when it crashes, and it says, do you want to send the report? Please do send the report. We receive it, and then we can fix the crash. Also, very quickly, for people who can join or create lobby as the killer, but crash instantly as a survivor, we did find a way to reproduce that. It might have to do with special characters in your Steam username. So, as a workaround for now, you might want to try and change that name with just standard character and see if it works. We're going to fix that one really soon.
Also, a lot of people are saying, oh, can you please raise the level cap? Absolutely. So the level cap will be completely removed as soon as the game launches. In the meantime, enjoy those 5 first levels.
And remember, you can jump between all the characters. I'm sure you already know that, but you can jump between all the characters and do all the 5 levels of each character and the killer as well. So it'll give you a little bit more to do, and you might get different perks and abilities in that doing that.
There you go.
If you're looking for more information about the competition, we're posting on the Steam forum, so you can find a thread with that, which will have the daily leaderboards and points totals.
Yeah, not competition as in the other games that are doing something similar.
No, if you're looking for them, stop it and look at us instead. So we're running a beta competition, which basically will take the top survivor and the top killer and the top overall player every day. If you continue to play well every single day and score points and come top of it, you win a signed poster of the game, signed by the entire dev team. So it's something a little thank you from us to you. Well, probably could have bought them with us to show on the Twitch stream.
That would have been nice.
Maybe someone could bring them to us if I know.
Yeah. So Louis, since you're not really working, why don't you bring the posters here?
Yeah, come.
They're on my desk.
Bring us
in the mug with the pipe.
Because all mugs have pipes.
Well, just mine, but still.
No,
okay.
No, that's true.
Are you guys working on new maps? Yes.
Not Louis.
Not Louis. That's true. Okay.
Did you say yes to that?
To what?
Are we working on new maps?
Yeah, I said yes. We are working on.
Good
new
answer.
I want to add a little bit more about that. So I mean, I'm always adding stuff. Just to make sure that everybody's aware. In the beta, it's a limited amount of maps. The rest have been locked. So you currently have 4 locations basically in the same team.
Which we're going to cover in this.
Yeah, we're going to talk about it. You're right. So there's 8 more location that will appear on release.
All right. So shall we start with giving some hints as a killer or survivor?
I think we could just go through the map as the killer. We can look at it. It's a good first person view. It's nice and
Roberto,
clear.
if you can show my screen, please. Thank you. All right. So as you can see right now, I have the trapper's weapon. So I am the trapper, and I am in the delightful Macmillan estate.
What? Sign of the warehouse. We missed the beginning.
It's Coal Tower.
Coal Tower. So yeah, this map is known as Coal Tower. It's in the Macmillan Estate theme. It features a 2-story building. There's all kinds of fun gameplay I can show you as a survivor here that you can use to try and lose the killer in there. It's pretty powerful as a survivor tool. I mean, Matt, when you're killing, how do you approach this particular map?
Well, the one thing I want to show is the birds. So you. What happened?
I don't know. Special feature.
Yes. Okay.
Game ready to ship instantly.
Well,
Do it again.
I must
Started.
have pressed the button.
Yeah.
Will there be anti-cheat? That's the question. First question
Yes.
that popped up. Yes.
Yes, there will. So, don't cheat,
Because you will get caught.
because I know.
We know a lot about what's going on in the games.
Yeah. So we have a very supernatural programmer right now whose sole purpose is to look at stats and what's happening and chase down the misfits.
Bring him in.
Hey. So say hi to people. Hi.
Hello.
Thanks, Louis.
There you go. Alright, going back to work now.
Yeah. So I'll just take a moment to show you those really cool posters that we have right here. I'll get a little closer. So this is a really good poster featuring our friend the hillbilly, and as you can maybe see at the I'm doing this very badly.
I
Do you want to
think
go
they-
around the table and get closer to the camera?
Sure. Don't break them.
No. I'm treating them with respect, but also I'm making sure they look lovingly used to give them value.
Yeah. I'm putting my prints all over too. That adds value.
Well, that's why you have, so it comes with real Dave prints.
Up, and there you go. So you can see signatures everywhere. That's because the whole team signed them. There's like 3 people who didn't sign them because they are on vacation right now, slacking off.
They're really cool. They represent the 3 killers that'll be at launch.
With this amazing rate poster. It's probably my favorite one. Oh, it's funny because this
I
poster
know.
is super green.
Yeah.
But since we're using a green screen behind us, the whole poster disappears, which actually kind of looks cool.
Yeah.
And the third one is the glorious and now infamous Trapper, which you all know and love. Thank you very much, Dave. That was Vanna White work. All right. So getting back into the game, the one thing I want to point out right now, a very subtle little thing that can be of great use if you pay attention, is the birds that are around the map here and there, and they take flight whenever someone walks by them. You can see one right here. As the killer, you can trigger them. As the survivors, you can trigger them too. So you be careful as the killer to go
Well, then we
around
come
them.
and try
And there are also a lot of perks that have to do with the birds, so that you may start seeing birds as indications on the map.
I mean, it's
and
easy.
so on.
It's easy to forget the crows because they don't give the killer a specific loud noise indicator unless he has a perk on. But they kind of can seem innocuous and just like they're wildlife, but they really can pick you out. And
Yeah.
the killer is looking for any kind of movement he can find.
Anything that breaks the pattern, actually. So one thing I usually do is you try to figure out where the generators are at the beginning. You see the outlines of the generator, and usually what happens is you have a clump of 2 or 3 generator, and then you have 1 or 2 outliers. And the thing is, if the survivors are really smart, they tend to start with the clumped ones, so that you don't get stuck at the end with the last 2-3 generators all
Although,
stuck together.
I'm going to be honest with you, survivors aren't very smart. Like we generally
Start with the first one we
define
see.
with the first one we see. We don't know what's going on and where things are. So you find a generator and you know basically that you've got a few seconds working on that generator before you hear the heartbeat at the beginning of the game, and you're going to try and get some generating done before the killer turns up. So it's very rare, unless you've got the map equipped with the add-ons or you've got some other perk or power that lets you do it, to know where the outliers are, or even that there are outliers. That's kind of killer specific information.
Yeah. One thing also is, as a killer, usually you have an indication someone is making a noise, something's happening, a generator got triggered. But if you don't, and you're just looking and you have absolutely no idea where they are, finding a vantage point like the hill is a great way to, you just stay there. And also, if you stop moving as the killer, you instantly become possible to forget.
Absolutely.
Like literally, survivors might not notice you standing on the hill over there, and it's a great place to just look around and try to find anything that moves that shouldn't be moving. That's where the fog can be a little tricky sometimes. Leaves falling.
What we don't have right now is the audio. The survivors tend to
obviously.
make a lot of noise when they think the killer is not.
Yeah, you're right. I forgot that, but that is probably the critical bit, and it led to a few weird decisions in our game. Weird for some people, but for instance, you cannot in our game just go and drop the music down in the options, because there's no distinction between the music and the audio of the game and the voiceovers and things like that. It's all one, and we give you an option to lower the sound, because obviously, I mean, maybe your setup means that you don't have a volume knob anywhere else, that's fine. But if you play without sounds, you're not playing the game.
You're gonna maybe as a killer you'd be okay, but as a survivor, that's gonna really seriously.
You're gonna get murdered by Slimy.
Yeah,
That's
that's
gonna happen.
if that wasn't already happening anyway.
Yeah.
So like I mean, I often look at these maps, and when I see the, I mean, do you want to swap over to the survivor now for a bit? Or
One
do
thing
you
I
just-
really try to find immediately also is the basement.
Well, this is important to explain, I think, because I'm
So-
not sure everyone fully understands how the basements work.
There are hooks everywhere in the map, and these hooks can be sabotaged by the survivors,
Yeah.
which is a very good thing to do, by the way. Hi.
Oh, hey.
But the hooks in the basement cannot be sabotaged. The other thing also is that the basement is, well, essentially it's got only one way in and out. And so when you bring someone here and you put them on the meat hook, they tend to stay there.
Yeah, this is very hard.
It's a
for
good
survivor
choke
to
point,
rescue.
and if their friends are trying to come down and help, you can. I mean, you don't even have to stay close. Like literally, if I stay around the building and I pay attention to this building, I can cover a lot more ground by just keeping an eye around this. I tend to not camp hooks so much personally, which is
Well, it doesn't work so well now. I mean, it's something we've looked at quite actively and tried to fix, and we'll cover it in the survival bit. But when there are strategies for raiding the smash and grab on the killer hooks in the basement. It can be done. It is very tough. But one of the things to know about the killer basement is that it's not always in the big building.
No.
Every map features one major landmark feature. In this case, the coal warehouse. But there's also a killer shack in every level as well. And the killer shack
right
can have
here.
the basement. Now, it's either going to appear in one or the other. So I think it's worth just talking briefly about the procedural nature of the maps and how it exactly works, so that you can get a better idea of how to plan your strategies.
Shall we
Dave,
show
do you wanna-
the? No. Okay.
No.
Go on.
All right. So what's important to know is that when you start a map, you'll get prompted with its name, the name of the location. So this refers to main things that are going to be found around. So in the case of that map, the warehouse is going to be present, and the layout is also like the border and the layout is also the same when you load into that map. Now everything inside is based out of random or procedurally selected tiles. These tiles are assembled together to create the unique level every time. There's also vegetation, rocks, some blockers around the level that are created procedurally, placed procedurally. All the objective items, spawn points, so the generators, the hooks, these guys are also placed in different location every time you load the map.
Do you want to jump over to the survivor gameplay?
Yes, please.
And then we'll
There you
show
go.
that.
Thank you.
So yeah, this building will always be in this position in the map, and it would also always contain these knowable items and these different windows and blockers. Whether or not there's a generator up here, whether or not there's a chest here, these are the items that change every time. And then if we look down all this terrain here, like there will always be a landmark there to help position you in the world, but all the trees and the blockers around here are all picked from a procedural tile group, so this will not be the same view the next time you come up here. Go on.
So in the second per second gameplay, there's no way to know exactly what's going to happen and how you need to react. But as a group of survivor, when you're in a specific map, you can use the landmarks in the building to use as a strategy, because these guys are fixed in that layout. It's the anchor in the level that helps you make a plan.
I mean, and as part of your key strategy when either approaching the killer or trying to rescue someone from the hook or doing a generator as a survivor, take a look around and look for your escape routes before you do it. So if you see this generator, watch for a trap next to it. That's your first key thing, because no doubt someone's put one down. But when you're here, don't just get on this and look for the killer. I know it's like it's a stressful moment if you want to do it, but check out this area over here. Look for the time it takes you to get this pull down and work out where the killer's going to approach from. Then work out there's another pull down here. Now you know those two things. You know you're going to be able to buy yourself a few seconds to be able to escape. Try and scout out. You know, for example, your escape down here is super dangerous and open and going to end in a wall. Don't get cornered by that killer. Another pull down here. Immediately I've got 2 or 3 escapes from here. If I run down there, he's going to get me. He's just going to catch me and run me down. If I run up this hill, well, that's going to end in tears too.
The other thing also is running.
Oh yeah,
running as a
super
survivor doesn't feel that dangerous. Actually, it feels safer for a lot of people because you're running away from danger, or you're moving faster, so you feel like things are getting better. But as a killer, it's painfully obvious that someone has been running around here. So if you switch to the killer view for a second, there you go, and just run around a little bit. There you go. So you can see the red marks everywhere in the world, and they tend to last a few seconds.
It's a real giveaway.
It's not a pinpoint accurate thing, but it really is unmistakable that someone was right around here. And then if you just pay attention, if you listen, if you look around the environment, there's usually not 57 different places where they can be hiding. So running feels safe, but it is literally screaming your position as the killer.
Some very good survivor managed to use these footstep marks to confuse the killer.
Absolutely.
So you can run in the direction and leave marks, and then go the other way stealthily, so to fool the killer.
Well, the idea is you have to be aware of those marks.
Yeah, but you know, as you get better as a survivor, and more importantly, once you start plotting your escape from the level and how you're going to get away from the killer, you start using these, you feel safer and you can use them a bit more.
On the note of the pull downs, at least for the killer, personally I like to break them as soon as possible. So if I'm following him, sometimes breaking just a little before so that he doesn't smack it on your head.
I mean, that's super important. If you don't know that pulling down a pallet in the face of a killer stuns them, that's really important information, because frankly, when you're being chased by the killer and you feel that red light on you, you really have to buy every second that you can to get away. I mean, your goal is get as far away from the killer as you can, and as soon as you physically can, stop running, stop giving away positions, go low, hide. The moment that well, in this case it didn't do a very good job, but the moment that the killer breaks line of sight, it automatically becomes very disorientating for him, especially if he's or she has been following the red marks. And the moment they start fading away, you can actually just see it in their body language and behavior, how they lose their confidence in where they were going. And the moment they find a new target, because sooner or later someone will make noise somewhere else in the world, and then they'll head off after that, and then you can make a break for freedom. So I was going to show like how to lose the killer inside this building.
Yeah.
First of all, get inside. This is a good tip. Run upstairs. Wait for the killer. They always like to come up here. Matt knows this trick and has countered it. Drop down and then get back through the window. Now, the killer can get this loop down to a fine T and catch you out. So it's not 100% guaranteed, but it's a good way to launder the killer for a few seconds. You still have to escape the initial area of the warehouse, but it still buys you a few seconds to get away.
Yeah, in a straight line, you're doomed.
Yeah.
In a straight line, you're doomed. So the idea is always deke behind something, double back, jump over anything you can find.
I love this part of the game. It's about trickery. You need to fool the other player.
Yeah,
What we're
and
doing.
to me, that's what feels so great about playing the killer is when you run after someone and they go around the corner and they jump and they're in the maze and you manage to go, oh, I know where he's going, and you go the other way, and when you turn the corner, they just slam right in your face and you can whack them. This is not what happened right now. We absolutely should have been...
in sync. Hello. Ooh.
There you go. That was beautiful and scary. And then I can go around and... See, if I had broken that pallet earlier,
I know, exactly.
That's the thing.
It's all about planning.
Is when you have a second, go back and break the pallets that you remember being down, because it means that later on, when you chase someone, that's one less place
And
where
as
you
a-
can lose them.
As a survivor, don't drop pallets for nothing.
Don't do it when you're not being chased,
It's-
because you make loud noises. I mean, if you swap
Not
back
just
to the,
that, but you're missing an opportunity,
Yeah,
and you're
it's ammo, right? It's limited. There's
Yeah.
not a lot of pallets, so use them wisely.
Do you want to swap back to the killer? I'll show a bit how the loud noises we make affect the killer's vision.
Thank you.
So, for example, let me just find a pallet if we didn't pull them all down. So if we pull down a pallet somewhere in the level, it'll alert the killer to our exact position. Running we've covered already, but this is also the case if you go through a window as well.
Yeah, you saw the
So
bird
if I'm
take off.
sprinting and I go through a window like that, then it's going to give the killer an exact location of what I did. So again, another technique. If you're running to this window, stop. Go through quietly. Yes, it's dangerous. Yes, the killer could grab you doing it, but it's infinitely preferable than giving away your position.
Same thing goes for most actions.
Yeah, going inside a closet will do the same thing, although you're too close now, so I won't do it.
Well, you could. Like, I go around and I'm like, oh, where did he go? Well, no, I know where he went.
Well, I know you were following me, you're chasing. So that's the first map.
Okay, so let's mention the hatch.
Oh, there's a
It
hatch.
Now we've mentioned the hatch.
It is mysterious.
Oh, it's
I think
so
you've just said too
mysterious.
much.
So some of you may have noticed there's a hatch.
You keep talking about the hatch.
I didn't say anything, did I? Okay. All right,
Is
we'll
it
move on.
Yeah, wait a minute. Okay, so the only thing we can say about it, I'm gonna get out of the way. I'm trying to point it. That thing. in
Oh,
the
yeah.
HUD, this appears sometime. This is the hatch icon. That's the only thing I can say about it.
And boy, is it mysterious.
True. I barely know what it is.
Well, we haven't seen it now. We've run around this map for ages, and maybe there isn't one.
It's true. Well, probably there is one.
Okay. Could be. All right, let's go to the next map, maybe.
Well, just before
Okay,
you go.
Oh, you want to show more about
Um,
this map?
No.
Actually,
Oh, what about exit gates? Like,
So
that's
put
what, no.
put the background back so we can talk to people and check.
So just to
questions
cover
and
one more
things.
about on
Thank
the
you.
general level stuff. When the final generator is fired by survivors, there are two exits, which again are procedurally, they can be on any wall tile around the entire level. There are obviously some rules, so they're not right next to each other, but they can be closer or further, but there are two exits and you can go to either of them as long as you can open them. So it's no problem.
There's a few questions about objects, so let's go quickly through the different items that the survivors can have. So
Yeah,
the
well,
toolkit, what funky things can you do with a toolkit?
Okay, so toolkit has two main powers. The first one is being able to repair faster, so you're going to repair a generator much faster. And the other thing that it unlocks is sabotage. Sabotage is destroying the killer tools, so you can do it on traps, you can do it on hooks, except for the hook in the basement.
The med kit.
Well, that's quite easy to understand. It's to be able to heal, but the really cool thing about it is that with a medkit you can heal yourself.
Which is not possible
That's
otherwise.
not possible otherwise. You
Uh,
need someone else to help you heal. Someone can heal you without a head medkit, but
Yeah, but
Yes.
it's much
so you
faster
can heal
with a med
yourself, and it's much
Yeah,
faster
yeah.
with a medkit.
kit. The map.
The map, that one is pretty cool. So the map, the one feature now is showing you objectives. So when you start the level with a map, there is one objective already highlighted with it. So as soon as you use it, it will show up as an outline. You can probably boot it up somewhere
Or
too.
equip it. We'll see if
Equip
there's a
it, yeah.
chest upstairs. I guess.
The cool thing about it is that with some add-ons that you can add to the map, when you find other objectives on the map, they will update and go to your map, and you can use the map whenever you want, as long as there's charge in it, to see these outlines of objectives.
The key.
It's also mysterious.
Okay, let's
extremely
leave it at that. and the flashlight.
And look on that. Here we go.
Oh, you got the map. Can
So
you
for-
show the survivor again, please?
Oh yeah, good point.
Don't use it all.
No.
So, yeah.
So,
So I just got the map right now, and what are you
and
doing?
it will show the location of generators I've come nearby. So as I walk around the map, I collect the items on top of it. So I don't get anything to begin with, or do I get the closest one? I can't remember.
No, you get one. You get one objective that's gonna show. It's a random one out of the map, and then all of the other ones you capture. And then there's
So for
all of the
example, you'll
items-
see Map Scout as
There you
a so I get points for it
Scoring
too.
objective, yeah.
So you actually get points for just holding the map and collecting these items, and then they'll show up using the map.
There you go. And
It's
and
incredibly powerful. So if you, as survivors, if in the lobby you see someone holding a map, you know their purpose, and now they understand how to use it. You know their purpose. Follow them, be with them. They should be running around scouting the objectives, and they'll be heading towards them. Hopefully.
Flashlight, quickly. Blinding the killer is the main thing.
show it. The next map we
Go
load,
get the
we
flashlight.
should show the flashlight. It's an incredible tool. It's hard to use, but
Dangerous.
it's really powerful. Tool for the survivor. It's basically a way to.
Okay, do you want to start the next one?
Sure, I can do that. Put back
Yeah, let's
Background.
the background, please. All right. So yeah, while I do that, explain the mechanic of on the hook, escaping, struggling, please. A lot
Sure.
of people are a little confused about that.
Absolutely. So as soon as you get on the hook as a survivor, you start the summoning sequence or the sacrifice sequence,
Come
where
on.
the spider, the entity, is going to appear, right? So this is basically a timer. You're basically bleeding out, and you see that spider growing up. There's two phases to the hook. The first phase is like the first half. You can attempt to escape by yourself, but that's very dangerous. Every time you do this, every time you attempt to escape and you fail, the entity will be summoned much quicker. So basically, the bleed out timer is going out much faster. As soon as you hit halfway, you're going to go into the struggle phase, where the spider is fully appeared and is going to try to kill you, and you're button mashing to try and survive as long as possible for someone to rescue you. Someone can rescue you through all of these phases, no problem. As soon as they get to you, they can put you off the hook. Important thing to know is that when you get free out of the hook, the next time you get put on the hook, you go to the next step of the sacrifice. So if you were in trying to escape,
It's a chest.
next time you get put on a hook, you go to struggle.
Okay.
If you were in struggle, next time you get put on a hook, you are dead. I hope this answered the question.
Flashlight, got it.
Are there gonna be any more ways to kill the survivors? Yes, there are a few different ways to kill the survivors, mostly through the progression of the killers. So look for that. Offerings and things like that. Question, what's the percentage? Oh, you just said that. The percentage chance of successfully escaping off a hook by yourself.
Unperked.
It's very, very low.
But there are perks that will help it, which I'm
Yes.
sure you said too while I was looking for a flashlight.
No, I didn't. So perks are very useful for that. They can modify a lot of different things in the game. Offerings as well, add-ons as well. That's a cool thing we didn't talk about for the items. All of the items have different add-ons that you can put on them, and that can drastically or slightly change how they behave. So look for that too.
There was a question also about the possibility of mod tools and allowing people to make their own stuff and add it to the game. It's something that we absolutely would love to have. It's on our list of things we'd like. Obviously, Steam and the Steam Workshop is an amazing creative cesspool, and hopefully we can leverage that and add your crazy ideas to the game. Which ones do you want to show?
Go Survivor on this one.
Okay, we're in
just
the
to start with.
suffocation pit.
So
right
yeah,
now.
the suffocation pit features the mine as the main building, and personally, as a survivor, this building fills me with dread. I find it very tough to negotiate.
Yeah.
It's got a super dangerous potential generator placement and hook placement on here.
Yeah.
And this area I find very hard. What I'll tend to do on this this generator as a survivor is I tend to do something that's I'll start charging generators, and I know the killers, having played this a long time, I know killers like to come to generators and find that there's something going on them, like it's been partially done, and they think survivors are around and they'll hang around a bit. So sometimes I'll just repair it a bit and then run away.
Trickery.
And I'll do that to as many generators as I can find to try and confuse the killer as much as possible. The killer comes in and then he goes, oh, there's someone around here, but I'm long gone doing another generator. Although I can't tell where the killer is, it's something I do, and I hate this position. This position is super dangerous because unlike most buildings, trying to escape through the mine is really not a great idea. So yeah, it's like it's open on 2 or 3 areas. There are a few pull down objects you can use to buy you time, but if you get poor placement of other tiles around you. Anyway, I've got a flashlight here.
Yeah, like this hill next to the mine here is really not to your advantage.
Well, it's not always there.
No.
But in this case, that's particularly bad to my advantage. But,
so the flashlight...
That again goes to the point of like survivors need to scout their area before they just run in and do generators. I mean, I know we all do. But in order to get a successful escape, even if you're working a solo, it's worth just try and not, like for example, getting caught on this side of the mine. It's got walls on 2 sides. It's like it's not a good scene, but there is good cover on this side. So you're trying to approach as best you can. I mean, this is a tough layout for survivors, but you don't have to do that generator. There are always more generators in the map than you need to do, so you can go searching for another one. So anyway, blinding. So blinding. Pointed at the killer's eyes. Thanks for moving.
Point directly at the killer's eyes.
There you go.
This was unpleasant.
Yeah, well, they didn't see that, but they did see the beam flash in, showing that I'd successfully caught the eyes.
So
if you could swap
to the killer.
I mean, you have precious little battery power on the flashlight.
You almost have none left,
This
so do
is
it now.
This is a dangerous maneuver.
There you go.
And so this is enough. Well, in this case, no.
No, I wasn't.
Usually
running,
it's enough for you to get away. And the thing to know also is if I was carrying someone, I would have dropped them. And this is by far the most efficient way of saving a friend that's been caught.
Absolutely.
If you wait until they're on the hook, you can blind the killer, but by the time you get to the hook to get your friend off, it's a lot of time wasted.
Yeah.
Whereas if you blind them, they're stunned for a second, and your friend and you can leave. And
it depends on your game situation, but as a group of 4 survivors, the moment you go down to 3 survivors, depending on the generator count, but often it's quite early on, the killer will get 1. The longer you can delay going down to 3 survivors, dramatically the better chance that some of you have of getting out of there alive.
One thing also about the killer attack, while we have the killer right there, is if you tap the button, you do an attack. But if you hold the button for a second, you have a little wind up, and during that wind up, you have a little bit of an advantage, a little boost in speed.
Yeah.
So, totally worth practicing that timing just right.
Well, I'm not getting that down.
Okay, now let's talk for a second about the bleeding out on the ground.
So, Dave, do you want to explain my miserable situation right now?
Yeah, obviously. So you're bleeding out. It's going to take a while, so people can come in and save you.
And you can move fast, so
use that to your advantage.
I like the term "dead with benefits."
Exactly. Like you can escape the map like this. I mean, you can crawl from one side to the other. Don't think your life is over because you're crawling. We expect strategies to evolve and things to happen, but again, as a survivor, don't necessarily crawl at your fellow rescuers because this guy's going to be following, waiting, tracking, hunting.
Well, but I can see the blood trail, but it's a little subtle.
But there are perks. There are perks that can help.
Yeah, for sure. But I'm saying...
So if ever the killer is not picking you up right away, you can attempt to run away. In this state, the other survivors see your outline, so they know you're in need of help. Also, you have a choice here. You can either move or...
where is it?
No, because it's the killer view.
Oh, okay.
You can also recover. So
can you go back to Survivor, just quickly? I don't think we can see it anyway.
No, because it's behind us.
Oh, there we go.
So
you can see I'm recovering, which is very slow alone, but it means I can stay. Like if I can crawl away from the killer, if it does happen, I can get myself to a safe place, as obscured from everything as I can, and I can sit here and recover.
And the recovery, it never goes to 100%, as you cannot heal yourself from this state. But it is a preemptive healing, basically. So as soon as the other come and heal you, this progress is already made.
It's like a tag. I mean, if you can get your recovery bar to the top, then a survivor just needs to run in, and it's like I don't know, a quarter of a second
Yeah,
or
it's-
something.
it's
Like
not long.
you're up and you're gone, and it's you can be rescued right from under the nose of the killer if you can get to that point in the game.
Just to answer, I saw a comment by Clyde right now talking to Trunks Gamer saying the beta site should be active. It depends where Trunks Gamer lives
Mm-hmm.
because it needs to.
Be nighttime.
Yeah. Any tips you can give when the killer is guarding the hook?
Okay, so this obviously affecting a rescue is a dangerous and deadly thing. I'm just going to get myself back up. Should I add help?
No, that's fine.
We'll start the
You can
next
put the
map.
background.
Yeah.
We'll talk for a bit.
So yeah, I mean techniques for getting
Thank
the killer off the hook when he's camping someone. Well, for a start, the most important thing to know in the time that it takes for a killer to successfully camp a person on the hook, you can fire 3 generators in the map, which basically means if the killer stands there and you focus on generators, you will almost always escape. It's not guaranteed. Obviously, you have to find the generators, etc., etc., etc. But there are also great benefits to rescuing survivors off the hook. And this can be done in a number of ways. The previously mentioned flashlight is incredibly useful in this regard.
There used to be a flashlight in the basement all the time.
Now there's a chest maybe in the basement that may have a flashlight.
Yeah.
So one thing to know though is first, everybody has as a reflex, the first reflex when on the hook is trying to escape,
Yeah.
yourself, and just wait a little bit. Anyways, if the killer's around and you escape the hook, well, he's just gonna grab you again. So it's in your benefit to wait a little bit and look around. Are there any other survivors that are near? They might attempt to rescue you, and they will need all the time it takes. If a killer is just staying nearby, well, it's also your job not to try to escape right away and give time to the others
Yeah.
so that it can create distraction. Try to fix a generator, give away their position as trickery so that
And
the killer moves.
you'll earn points if you stay on the hook
Yeah.
for as long as possible. So like the goal, I mean, as a team player, personally, I will stay on that hook and frustrate that killer, locking eyes with him or her for as long as I physically can before I eventually curse all my fellow survivors for not rescuing me. But someone always comes. I mean, it's like, I will always
Raise your
come.
I was going to do a really quick little burst of trying to answer a few questions as quickly as possible.
Sure.
Does this have SteamOS Steam Link support?
What?
Huh? Okay.
That's a really poor answer we gave there.
Yeah.
I do not know. We should check that out. I
Yeah,
imagine so.
yeah.
I have a Steam link. I should put our game through it.
Yeah.
I'll let you know. We'll keep you posted.
What else we have? Do you guys check the Reddit page for this game? Yes, we have a few people on the team who are very active and look at that closely, and they bring us news from those strange
That
lands.
was a much better answer to a question.
Is each map going to have its own set of music? We have different musics for different themes.
There are different.
We're adding more music
it's
if we
not
can.
per map. We have. When
I think the real thing here is that yes, our music is absolutely amazing,
Yeah.
and thank Michel for that. He's
well,
the
those who get
composer.
the deluxe edition will get the
Yeah.
amazing soundtrack, which is
Yeah.
cool.
And there is variation in the music, so it's not always the same music. It's not per team, but the music changes.
It does.
Yeah, sorry, I'm wrong. Quadrachin of Justice.
Ah.
Any plans for more dragging animations and more sacrifice animations? So, well, you can
Plans?
answer.
Yeah. At this point, there won't be any more, but there are plans, obviously, afoot to increase all those things moving forward. At some
I feel I
point.
should say hi to Zipitnik also. Hi. All right. Then we have, can this game be played on lower spec computers? Lady Gothita. Gothita? Well, anyway, Gothita. Yes, the game can be played on some low spec computers.
Check.
The specs are on the Steam
Yeah.
storefront.
And to be fair, some people have played with slightly lower than that, and I've been able to play. But yeah, try. How do I get a chainsaw? Said David Prozinhu.
I don't know what he means.
All right. Try maybe some sort of a farming equipment vendor.
Yeah, I think they have them.
Okay.
Maybe multiple versions.
Are you thinking about adding a penalty for joining queue and instantly disconnecting for people so they can't abuse the system and stop you from getting into a game, Sylvanlish?
Well, as we mentioned, we feel the burning, stinging pain of what that is right now, and it's exactly what we're trying to work on. We really don't want to penalize people for doing what they want to do. We want to support the feature in its best possible way with what we really want to do as devs. At the moment, the overwhelming desire of people to do what we all want to do as well is, it's obviously a compelling thing for us to want to deal with right now.
Yeah.
We are doing our best. We're trying to do everything we can to not involve punishing people for doing the thing they want to do.
Yeah. When will you be taking off the region lock? So that is sort of out of our hands right now. We're chasing our good friends at Valve, asking them because that was not something we had in mind, and that's not something that we'd like. It feels like nowadays regions are sort of a very vague concept anyway. Not a fan of boundaries myself. So that's something that we're working on. It should be resolved quickly, hopefully. What do we have here? Just wanted to say hi, Dat Priest.
Hello.
All right. Any plans to patch the beta, Devious Furball?
Many plans. We had a patch.
There was a patch today. There was one yesterday. We're gonna keep patching it every day. You can see the patch notes also if you look at the news. On
join the community on, because there's two community right now. There's the main community on Dead by Daylight, and there's another community on Dead by Daylight beta. So if you join that one and follow, you're gonna get the notification when we update the game, and it's also in the news section.
True. Any plans for extremely rare offerings which completely change the gameplay of a round?
Yes.
They're in.
Last night I got the Thickens the Fog dramatically, and it was great.
Cool.
Any plans for more killers in the future? Come on, Ash Burner.
That's not me, I didn't put that in.
No, but someone's burning you.
Okay. Yes.
New characters?
Yes.
Maybe new game modes?
Maybe.
There you go. Couldn't have said it better myself. What else we have here? This is exciting. Only for PC? Destiny Breaker 13?
At this point.
For launch, yes. Doing a console port would be really cool, and something that we are here at Behavior exceptionally well trained to do. So if there's enough people asking for it, it's gonna happen. What kind of work goes into creating a killer for the game that feels scary for survivors to run and fun to play as a killer? Faust trick play. It's a great question.
It is a great question. As you can imagine, it's there's a lot of spinning wheels that go together to making a compelling killer with compelling power. Basically, Dave spends many hours making magic.
Part of it, and then someone else spends
we just
many
keep pouring
hours
coffee on him once in a while.
It's like, I'm not scared of this killer, Dave. Make him more scary.
I'm locked up in a room and I make up stuff.
I mean, it is a balance. We often talk about the arms race as being a thing that's the part of our balance is that we'll create a killer with power. We'll try the prototyping phase out. And then we'll see it and it'll be like, oh, I hate being the killer, it's rubbish. And the survivor's like, it's amazing because I escape all the time. And they go, okay, so we make the killer a bit more powerful. And the survivor's going, I hate the killer, he just kills me all the time. And the killer's going, oh, it's amazing, I kill everyone all the time. Dysynaptogenic says, can you go over the terminology of add-ons, items, and offerings? Which are reusable, which gets used during the game? Super
okay, fun. It's a very good question. So items, add-ons, for the survivor, if you go in a map and you get killed, you will lose them. If you escape with your item, either the one you had equipped or the one that is found in the chest or looted from another corpse, basically, you'll bank them and you can keep them. For the killer, you will lose his add-ons at every match. They're consumable, basically. Offerings for the killer and the survivor, they're lost if they are used. So in some case, some offerings of the same quality, they are opposite and they won't stack, so they're not used. They're not burned and they return into your inventory. If they are burned, they are lost. for which one specific perks. Perks you keep. You
There
keep.
you go.
You use and you keep.
Question here from It's Red saying, are you worried that the darkness that dwells within Dave will escape one day?
No, we keep it locked up.
The secret is Scotch. Okay, where is the Steam report bug page? That is on the Steam community for the beta. If you go into discussions in Steam, you'll see the different discussions, and you should see one of the sub forums called Beta Bug.
Do we have it on one of our screen? Can we show it? That would be the best thing.
Try to do
People
that.
need to know that.
What else do we have? Are you concerned that people with strong unlocks will be playing against newcomers and they will get frustrated? Sheepy she?
Was that about matchmaking?
Sort of.
Yeah, well, we do have a rank in game. So you'll see in the top right corner, it's in every lobby tally. You have a rank. It goes from 20, which is the lowest rank, to 1, which is the best rank. And we are using a matchmaking system in rank modes, in the normal mode, basically, that match you with people of the same caliber.
I mean, it's actually a valid question from completely the opposite end as well, and we've had that question from some killers out there who are frankly disappointed with the quality of survivors they get on a daily basis. Yeah. So, I mean, this is exactly the purpose of the matchmake ranking. I mean, it is a competitive mode where you might be cooperating together with 4 people, but you are in direct competition with this other side. And having a good game with equal skill level is really important. So right now in the beta, it's entirely possible that you'll come across someone who's starting the game with us who's way overpowered for skill level compared to
skills wise, yes, but the level cap is 5, and that's
that's.
No,
I mean,
exactly.
the levels will give you advantages and they'll give you things, but like ultimately, when it comes down to it, in a like you know when you've played a really good game and you've played a really good killer, or vice versa as a killer, and you've had a really good hunt with really good survivors, and that's when the game is at its most compelling, and it's something that we really want to do. So yeah, it's something we're worried about, and we hopefully are taking care of it.
Roberto, can you show his Ash screen, please? So quickly, a few softballs. So yeah, you can see here. So if you are in the Dead by Daylight forums right now, first of all, the first topic there is called Bug Report. So the information is there. If not, you can start a new discussion. If you just lower this, general discussions. You have alpha. Oh, you're in the wrong one.
Well, which one?
No, that's the one.
Oh,
Beta
That's
bug
the
report.
one.
Oh, there you go.
Report.
Beta bug reports. There you go. Okay, because you see everything because you're an overlord. All right, a few softballs here. Will there eventually be selectable different monsters from Validano?
Okay, turn it down again. Okay.
Yeah.
What?
Will there be
Soft monsters?
softball questions?
Okay.
Is selectable different monsters? Yes. At launch we have 3, and we are working on the others that will come right after that. Gas the Juice is asking, how did you manage to make such an amazing progression system? I bleep love you.
Oh well, thanks.
How did you manage it?
How did you manage it?
Scotch.
Again?
Well, I don't know. Coffee and scotch combo with a few
I
cookies.
guess. We're just working hard.
Yeah,
Uh,
just really work hard.
Yeah.
So,
No overtime, or as little as possible.
No.
All right. Nexus TV is asking, are the survivors not supposed to spawn next to each other? Because I got an offering that said start with someone else in the trial, and underneath it said secret. 2 great pieces of information in there.
Wait, what?
this is
Are the survivors not supposed to spawn next to each other? Because I got an offering that said start with someone else in the trial, and underneath it said secret.
Thank you. So yeah, there are a few offerings that change the position of the spawning point. So basically, if you spawn with someone or not, and yes, when they are secret, they appear only for you, so the other players don't know. Normally, survivors will not start together, but it could happen that they do. Now, an offering increases the chance or makes sure that they start together or not. I hope this made sense.
So, yes,
the reason
it makes sense to
because
me.
we don't want the killer to know that happened.
Exactly.
And there are equally killer offerings that the survivors don't know about.
Exactly.
So I had a really good question here by Attack of the Afro. Hi there.
Oh, hey man.
I'm not scared that you cut your hair. It's fine. Still looking very sharp. Why does this thing not? It's not helping me. I'm unhappy.
Just guess this question.
I'll
Make another one now.
Oh no, he was asking if you can record the game and if we're gonna post like best escapes and best kills and things like that. So yes, you're absolutely allowed to record the game. The beta is free for everybody's eyes. People are twitching. People
catch
are
it
uploading
regularly
it on
on
YouTube.
Twitch, YouTube. I mean, it's. I'm watching as much as I'm playing. It's incredibly fun to watch.
Mm-hmm.
Any restriction on placement of the bear trap on the hook?
Yeah, it's something we're looking at. I mean, at the moment, no, because I mean, it's a key survivor tip, just for reference. Just before you rescue anyone, disarm that trap the killer has put right there, because even I've fallen foul of that a few times since the beta's gone live.
Yeah.
So anyone rescuing, but yeah, it's a thing for the trapper to do. He can put it down, but we'll see how it goes over beta, and then we'll make a decision at the end of it.
Steph Jess is asking, do we keep our progression when the game fully launches, or do we lose it?
Progression will reset when beta ends.
There you go.
What was that?
I don't know.
Special thing.
Oh, that's Roberto trying to be artsy.
Succeeding in being
I saw the mid guy in my game. I guess that's you, the mid guy.
the mid. Oh, hi! You actually saw me. Hopefully, I hope I saved you.
This game is some of the most fun I've had watching streamers on Twitch.
That's not a question.
No,
But
seriously.
good statement. more good statements.
When can we access the beta page in Europe?
Oh.
I'd say, does Europe get nighttime?
No, there's no night in Europe.
Okay, well then I'm sorry, I don't think you can.
We will find an answer to that question that's way more sensible than there is no night in Europe.
Please let alpha players play as Dweg.
Not gonna happen.
I did
Sorry.
it. It would happen for a very short period of time. It was very exciting.
Dweg as a killer, maybe? It's not gonna happen.
No.
What is Twitch?
Good question.
It's just Google it. What is Google?
Yeah.
Oh no, it's mysterious.
What happens when you reach max blood web level? How would you get more add-ons and whatnot?
You'll need to move over to another character to start building that
For
one.
now. Yeah,
For now. Yeah, I mean,
I saw a similar question pop up. So when in the full game, okay, not in the beta, the blood web has 50 level per character. Then once you get at that cap of 50 level, the blood web isn't stuck there. It doesn't cap. So as soon as you complete level 50, you get a level 50 blood web again and again and again and again forever. So you can have items and add-ons and new perks and forever.
But just to answer that a little bit more sensibly, you can get new items by finding them in chests in the game. So you can continue to plunder the map for more and more items and take them out and bank them in your inventory for later. Yeah. Add-ons you will run out of. Perks you will be set with the ones you've got. And that will be that.
The Blonde Noodle asks, any plan of completely indoor maps like the mansion where you can hide on bathtubs?
We are looking at it.
Yeah, I think it would be pretty cool.
It's like as long as the gameplay is preserved. Once we've got this out and we've done it, then we will look at that. We're already looking at bigger structures and more interesting things in our prototyping team to try and find new ways to bring fresh experiences to the game.
Kinslayer 4 is asking, what does it mean from offerings that when burnt you will be sent to Macmillan Estate or Otto Haven Wreckers?
Yeah, well, these offerings are in the beta right now, but they won't work because we locked them.
But what does it mean is for example, the Macmillan Estate refers to one of the 4 maps that you're playing at the moment. We had a look at 2 of them earlier, the Suffocation Pit and the what's it called? I forget.
There's the Coal Tower.
That's it, the Coal Tower. And the other one refers to one of our other themes, of which there will be 4 maps within that too.
There are Dead by Daylight masks in Payday 2. Are the monsters depicted in these masks going to be future killers in Dead by Daylight post-trick play? I mean, we get our inspiration from many places. The artists that created the masks in Payday 2 were separate from our team. I mean, they look badass, and I shouldn't be using that word anymore. You're saying, well, they look very good, and they are in keeping with the spirit of the killers in our game. But they are not linked to specific killers that we are working on right now.
So usually I would say this is last call, but yeah.
Underneath the trapper's mask and overalls, is it Dweg on stilts? Oh no, it's not a question. It's Dweg on stilts. That's Mr. McLean still not working. So okay, what other question? We just answered. Okay, because I'm late probably. Idea an asylum. Okay.
Oh, good idea.
Will I be able to rebind keys on release? That's a very good question.
You gonna answer it?
Yeah.
Okay.
So at release, no, but it's in the top 5 of the things we want to put.
I believe it used to be the number 1, but we have a new number 1 now called Survivor Groups.
Yeah, exactly. Is mouse speed always going to be locked at the current rate, or are we going to be getting a mouse sensitivity slider?
We'll look into it.
Yeah.
It's not for launch purpose. All these features and community requests we take them all to heart, and we put them on our list of features that we want to increase, and we'll put them in a priority and make them work.
Any plans to have permanent perks? I think it would be fun to be able to customize your playstyle. We talked about that. The perks are permanent.
The perks are permanent. They're locked.
I'm not sad anymore is asking the trapper rate, who's the third killer and what does he do?
Watch this space for a bit longer than a minute. Now we'll be revealing the third killer sometime very soon.
Like today?
No.
Oh.
Did it sound like that? Sorry, everyone.
Such a tease.
The game releases on June 14. That's not even a question. That's just me telling people. It releases on June 14.
Okay. When does the game release?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, will there be custom skins for character in Steam that we can trade with each other and sell? Well, not at launch.
No.
It's something cool. I mean, the Steam Marketplace is again another really cool tool. I mean, you guys know Steam is pretty amazing, and there's so many things we can do in there. There's a lot of things that we want to support. And we're going to support a few of them. You'll be able to get your trading cards, your badges, your Steam achievements, all of those things, and we'll keep adding stuff.
Like we mention every week on this Twitch, basically this game is going to grow with the community. So we'll see what the community wants, and we'll adapt to this.
Will there be a female killer?
Absolutely.
What tells you some of them aren't?
But if we presume they weren't, there might be one. Yes, absolutely. It's part of our focus of thinking.
Okay. I'm a filthy left-hander.
Okay.
Well, that's a little too much information.
It's not a question either.
Okay, so I gotta say quickly before Dave kicks me out, we have to give a shout out to a lot of the streamers out there that we visited their Twitch stream. It was really, really cool to have everybody join and everybody watch. Of course, Lyric, Shorty Guy, Soda Poppin', Eddie Monster, and Venom Kisser are only some of the ones I visited in the last 2 days. I will continue to pop into your streams and give you more keys to make it rain, I believe the young people say nowadays. Mm-hmm. Do that with your keys. I could keep asking questions because they keep flooding the thing there, but I think we're running out of time now.
Yeah.
Shut it down.
We do have a game to finish.
Yes.
So, is this it?
I think that's
This
it.
is it.
Well,
sorry if we didn't get to all your questions. We'll try and wrap them up for next time.
Yeah. Thank you, people. Join us again next week. We will be here just before we finish packing our bags to head out to E3 and
click on the little follow button.
Yeah, click on the follow button. That's true.
You'll know.
And then we'll keep talking to you because we like you, most of you.
And thank you everyone who's jumped in to help us out on the beta. It's been great. So really, we're all having a great time.
And as Attack of the Afro said so very well, now go and buy the game.
Ha! All right. Ciao, ciao.
Bye.
Bye.